yourself about whatever you have heard by applying your own logic and your own reasoning. And finally, when you are completely convinced, remain in that state. Remain constantly thinking of that Atman as you have heard from a preceptor, whose attributes you have heard from the scriptures, or you have read from the scriptures, of which you are more convinced, yes, they should be nearer to the truth than any of your other concepts. Because the final thing is something which is beyond the mind and which is beyond the words. So whatever you express, this is the final state, it can't be the final state. It should be much beyond it. But then we call it the Shakachandra Nyaya, that is, the moon whose location is talked about with reference to a tree. A child is unable to see the moon. It says, Papa, where is the moon? It says, see the tree? Yes. See that big branch which comes out? Yes. See 4 feet above it? Ah, it is there. It's not 4 feet above. It is millions and millions of feet above. So like that, but your expressions can go up to that. But that very expression is sufficient to take you beyond that. You do go finally to the side of the moon, and this helps you. What you say may not be the truth. It is not 4 feet above the tree. Similarly, whatever we express, we can only express it to the maximum possible through words, which is not much, but it is sufficient to take us to the final goal. So this constantly, how can you think of it? The world will be coming in between as a distraction. So the method of avoiding that distraction is dissolve the world into the Atman, because you are afraid of the serpent. Dissolve the serpent in its substratum, all your fear will be gone. Its substratum was a rope, it was only a rope. So how did you dissolve it? By throwing a light. By throwing a light into the nature of the serpent, and then you found that it was only your imagination. The nature of the serpent was only that of the rope. There was no serpent at all. The entire thing was only in your imagination. So it was an appearance on the substratum. It was an appearance on that snake, on the serpent. Similarly, the entire world is only an appearance in the Supreme Being. It is a cosmic dream of the Supreme Being. A dream never takes place outside, it takes place inside. It takes place inside, in the cosmic mind. That's all. So the way to dissolve it, and we have discussed in detail yesterday. And then the question arose, already we agree, you can think of the Atman alone. But then there are differences within the Atman itself. So how do you say that the Atman will be all alone? So when you think of it, there are 3 factors which are involved. So there are 3 differences. Because there are 3 different factors which are involved. Because our method, as you know, is you are only mentally thinking of the Atman. You are not remaining as the Atman. That's a different method as told in Devakalamana. So it is a case where you are mentally thinking of the various attributes of the Atman and you are concentrating on the Atman, on the self. So here the thoughts play a part. And wherever there is a thought, that means there is a thinker. I think of the Atman, so I am the one who is the thinker. I am the cognizer, I am the thinker. And I am thinking about Atman. So Atman happens to be the object of my thinking. So there is a subject, a cognizer, and something which is being cognized and which is worthy of cognition, which is worthy of knowing. That is why you are thinking of it. You want to know about it. Whatever you don't understand, go on constantly thinking of it, it will resolve itself. Let it be a mathematical problem, let it be a word which you have forgotten, go on thinking of it, the world will bring it to them. This is a simple process. So, there is definitely a difference in the Atman itself. The knower, the knowledge which links the knower with the thing to be known, that is what you call the Gyaya. Gyatru, Gyaya, Jnana. The thinker, and that on which you are thinking about, the Atman or whatever it may be, and the process comes to do this, it forgets its origin, which is in the infinite, which is not limited by time, not limited by place or region, not limited by objects, not limited by any position. But unfortunately, due to a process which nobody has understood fully, difference of prayer exists in all the worldly objects. I am saying to mind, yes, there is a seer, there is a sight, and there is something to see. But it doesn't apply to the absolute consciousness in the highest. Why does it apply? Because that was the seer, that is the thinker. Who makes you think? Where from you get that energy to think? Where from that process of thought emanates? It all emanates from the one who is behind your mind. It is not in front of your mind, that is why your mind is unable to see that. It is actually behind the mind. It is that which activates the mind. It is that which lends all the energy to the mind, all the capability to the mind, and the mind is only an automaton which is being worked by the mind. And that is in relation to all the senses. Yes, Chakshusha napashyati. Yes, Chakshusha napashyati. Yes, Chakshurumshi pashyati. The one who cannot be seen by your eye, but the one who sees all the eyes in the world. This is Kenoperation. So he is the one who is behind the mind. He makes it activate. And it is he who has become all the objects. They are all his dream. So all the dream objects are not objects which are apart from the seer. It is you who have become the object, it is the subject which has become the object. So the Atman has taken the role of a seer, the Atman has taken the role of an object too. It has taken a dual role. It is a subject as well as the object. So the object is not something different from the object, it is very much the subject. And as such, you cannot call it as a difference. When I am taking two roles, and I am here as a Swamiji, and I take the role of a king in a drama, you cannot say, oh, that king is different from this Shantananda. Both are the same. Ultimately, both are the same. And when you find that there is no separate object at all, when the object has gone, what is it to link the subject with the object? So the question of something which links both the things, the sight or the knowledge, the question of when knowledge separates from it doesn't arise. So the Atman is everything. The Atman has become both the object and the subject. That's all. And you have already dissolved all the objects inside. So the question of I seeing, the Atman doesn't rise. Who are you? Who are you? The famous Brahmastra, the famous weapon of our Bhagavan. When anybody asks, sir, I am having difficulties, he says, first tell me who you are. Well, gone. No more. That's all. So whatever people ask, finally finally he will resolve it into this. So it was called the atomic bomb. See, Brahmastra is the old weapon which is equivalent to an atomic bomb. So, Bhagavan's atomic bomb, everybody was afraid of. Any question you could resolve it back into the atomic bomb. So, that is it. So, who are you who says, I am seeing the Atman, I am thinking of the Atman, it is the Atman. Just as our previous lecturer here was talking, the seeker is the sought. The seeker is the sought. Both are the Atman only. So the question of a subject and an object, and something which links both, the knower with the known, the knower with the thing to be known, that is the so-called knowledge person to rise. Immediately the disciple jumps upon question. Should I agree that Atman is alone? And now you have said there is no knowledge, because there is no object. If there is no knowledge, then how to know the Atman, sir? It's a good question. How to know the Atman? See, we say it is a knowledge which gives a recognition. If you say there is no knowledge, then I can't recognize. How shall I recognize? How shall I get it? How shall I get the Atman? We are all talking from our native point of view. There is no question of knowing the God again. There is no question of knowing the Lord, because the Atman is the knowledge himself, is the self-revealing knowledge. He illuminates himself with everybody. So, when once you have removed all the curtains of the world, the curtains of all other thoughts, excepting this, then there is no question, the Atman alone shines, you will come to know. There is no question of someone else waking you up and telling you that here is the Atman. It is just like the parable of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He used to say, a child is about 2 years old. He told his mother, Mummy, at night when I feel like going to the toilet, to the urinal, please wake me up. The mother laughed. Don't worry, my child, you will wake up yourself when the time comes. That's all. The question of anybody waking up this rise, the question of anybody throwing a light on the Atman doesn't rise, because the Atman is self-luminous. That's what he says in the second one. Chidanandaika rupatva dipyate swayamevahi. There is no question of as to how you can know. The question of knowing just in the way in which we think, remaining separately from the object and knowing, it never arises. You are a salt ball which goes into the ocean to measure its depth. You are taking a big tape to find out. You put it down and find out how deep it is. The salt ball goes inside. When it comes back, it dissolves into the ocean. The ocean is also made of salt. The ball is also made of salt. It dissolves, it never comes back. When it has dissolved and when it has become the ocean, does it know its own depth? It knows its depth. So in the realization, it is not a knowledge here. So we don't call it as knowing the Atman, it is the realization of the Atman. The realization comes only with when you thoroughly identify yourself, when you become He, that is the only way of full knowledge. You move with this gentleman for 30 years, very closely. I live along with him in his own room, see. You cannot move. All the 30 years, because I am there, so he'll be behaving in a different way before me, in order to impress me. There is no knowing what are the thoughts which cause in his mind, what is his real nature like. And if really a particular occasion comes where we will be in conflict, then what he will do? Will he side with me or will he go against me? I cannot predict. Then when shall I know him fully? Only when I become Dr. Gilbert, Dr. O. Only then I become fully confident, I know his entire mind, my mind becomes one with his mind. Then I will know all his inner thoughts, all his emotions, all his weaknesses, all his strengths. Then I know him. And that is not called knowing him, then it will be realized. Because I merge in him, I become one with him. And then the only way, Chidananda Ekarupatva. The form of Atman itself is, it is pure consciousness and awareness. Yes, for your information, even according to the quantum physics of today, and as also according to the sages of yoga, consciousness and energy are never one and the same. Electricity is an energy, Atman is consciousness. Will you say that Atman is electricity? No. It's a thorough misnomer. You can't say that. Consciousness is a different nature altogether. It is a nature which has filled the world. If there was no consciousness today, all of us need not bother about any sadhana, because there will be nobody here, there will be no world, and we will be in a far nicer place perhaps. And the entire problem is created by this consciousness. Which came. Yes, consciousness is a type of energy but plus something. It is energy plus. The plus is, it is not a dull, inert energy, an essential energy who doesn't know itself. The electricity doesn't know that I am the electricity, I am going to the bulb, it doesn't know. On the contrary, I am a conscious being, I know what I am doing, I know I am here, I know you are all here. So, consciousness is that faculty of knowing that you exist. So the knowledge of existence is that which gives that consciousness. That is not the energy at all. It is something like an energy. Finally, nobody has proved what is conscious like, because nobody has seen the consciousness. Because we are not seeing, and as energy is also not seen, nobody has seen electricity, we assume that it should be in the form of energy, because we know only two things, matter, energy, matter, energy. So naturally when it is not matter, which you cannot say with a solid form, with dimension, you take it, then it has to be an energy. Even that we do not know. On the contrary, our Shastras say, all the Shakti in the world, all the power in the world, all the energy in the world, it's a part, it is a creation, it is a part of the Atma. It is the Atma's infinitesimal part of its glory that it can create such a big energy out of it. It is only a portion of the kinetic energy which has become the world. Who has assessed how much of the potential energy it has got? It is infinite. Nobody knows the extent of its potential energy. Nobody has evolved a formula to assess the potential energy of the Atma. It is there. So, Chidananda Ekarupatva, it is sheer consciousness, Ekarupa, it has got only one form. That form is knowledge. What knowledge? Knowledge of its existence. This is the awareness, there is the consciousness. So, Ekarupa, that is got only that one form of knowledge. And knowledge means mind. So, Dipyate Swayamevaki, it illumines itself, Swayameva, by itself. Dipyate, it illumines itself and illumines, it can illumine anything. Dipyate. So you don't require another light to see the Atman, you don't require another knowledge to see the Atman. So, it is just like when a torch is there which can throw light at the darkness and all the objects inside this room, you don't require another torch to show this torch. This torch becomes self-evident in its own luminosity. So in the same way, Atman is self-effulgent. Atman illuminates itself. So it doesn't require something else to illuminate it. So, it is easy to understand Atman. It is easy to know Atman. I am using know in a very, very loose relative sense. It is actually realizing the Atman and becoming one with Him. Go on thinking of Him, you become that. And that knowledge which came extra, where you are thinking of the Atman, that disappears. That disappears. When that disappears, the mind disappears. That is the ultimate stage. You go with any means, finally the stage comes. When you call it Shunya, according to the Buddha, then also the stage comes. When you go on doing japa for a long time, ultimately the stage has to come. Finally the stage is, as our previous lecturer here was just talking, what stands between us and the Atman is only the mind. When the mind goes, you will see that I am nothing but the Atman. I am the Atman. And nobody will say I am the Atman because the I has dissolved and only the Atman alone remains. There is nobody to say I am the Atman. Who are you? Who is that I? The I has gone away. There is no I. There is only the universal. There is no individual. When the salt ball is gone to the ocean, there is no salt ball anymore. There is only the ocean. There is only the universal. The individual no longer exists. So, Chidananda Rupatva Swayameva Deeptate, by himself illuminating. Well, now, the next one is almost like, there is a traditional way. Whenever there is a text, they will say at the end, what result, what do you get, what benefits you get by going through the text? We got what is called the Vasishta Guha in the early morning at 5:15 to 5:45. We all read it here early in the morning, maybe, in this month. This is a special month when it is done. In that, finally it says what are the various benefits which you like to by chanting that. It says the man before the job will get a job, and all sorts of things, including up to the moksha, to the liberation. It details the various things. Similarly here, what do you get out of reaching the stage? Yes, you have satisfied yourself, you have seen the Atma. What is? What next? Yes, you have seen the Atma. What do you get out of this man? Yeva Mahatma Rano Jnana Madhame Satatam Krite Pujita Abhagati Jwala Sarva Ajnanen Dhanam Dahet. It's a beautiful analogy he is giving you. That analogy is based on a very old orthodox practice of lighting the fire. In India, even the householders, not to speak of the rishis or the saints, an ordinary householder, every day, especially a Brahmin, every day he was supposed to perform a small rite or a sacrifice by lighting the fire and pouring some oblations with some incantations, with some mantra. The daily ritual is called the Agnihotra, and the people who do it, they are called Ahita. People who have adopted the fire for their daily worship. They worship the Atman only, but through the fire, through the sun, through the moon. It's all effulgent. So many people have resorted to various methods of worshipping through some symbols. It's a symbolic way of worship. So the entire Vedic worship was worshipping the fire because it is always available. The sun may not be available at night 12 o'clock. The moon may not be available at daytime at 12 o'clock. But the fire will be available at all times. So as if perhaps they chose fire as the means or the medium of worship. Every Veda starts with the worship of fire. All the Vedas are four Vedas. The first one starts with the second one starts with the third one starts with every day repeat the first hymn of all the four, except in the Yajurveda. all the three Vedas, all the other three Vedas, they all start with Agni. Agni means fire. We gave the word Agni for the reason that Agre Naiti Agni. Agni, we don't worship it as a final God. It is a messenger who takes you up. Agre Nayati. He takes you up forward. So what happened to those people? How did they kill with the fire? In those days there were no matchsticks. Nor were they in the forest where they could get some two types of stones. There used to be by just, we have heard that the old tribals of yore, they used to get a particular type of stone and they used to rub them together and then the fire used to come. Well, that also is not available, but these people have formed some colonies by this time and that's not available. Then what to do? They used to bring certain specific wood which, if rubbed together for quite some time with an intensity, and this wood, it is broken into two pieces, one piece is rubbed against the other, and these woods are called arani. There is a technical term in Sanskrit, there are two woods, they are called arani. And they will rub it in this manner, not like this. This is the process they apply for easily getting the fire. And one is called the upper arani, the other one is called the lower arani. The upper piece of wood and the lower piece of wood. So if both of them are rubbed, the fire comes. Similarly, here he says, keep Atman as the upward piece of wood. The thoughts of Atman, thinking of Atman, there is the upper piece. Then, with your mind, you rub it. Go on thinking of that Atman, go on thinking of that Atman, all the attributes you know, that Atman is something whom you cannot know about. Atman is something which is beyond explanation. Atman is all existence. Atman is all awareness. Atman has got no hand, no feet, but at the same time it can go anywhere, it can do any job, it is that which activates all. Something, whatever you have known, go on thinking of it. In and around that periphery of Atman, go on thinking of it. And that is called the rubbing. They use the word churning. One wood is churned, it is actually not a simple rubbing, it is something deeper, it almost churns it out. See, churning is an intense rubbing. That's what you may call it. It agitates it thoroughly. All the particles are agitated completely. See, in rubbing, it is not necessary that they go up to the depth. The way in which they do, the vibration will pass up to the end of the wood. That's how they do. So it is called a mathana. Mathana means the churning. So you churn the upper piece of wood known as Atman, with the lower piece of wood, which is Dhyana, which is Dhyana Mathane Satatam Kriti. So down below, that means Dhyana means thinking, meditating. Meditating means the mind. So the mind is the lower area. This is actually, to some extent, it is based on the analogy given in one of the most beautiful Upanishads, known as Shvetashvatara Upanishad. It is the 11th important Upanishad. Normally we call only 10 Upanishads as most important, but 11th is also equally important because Shankara has written special Vyakhya commentaries on these 11 Upanishads only, not 10. So as such, this is also equally important, even though it is considered as one of the later Upanishads, as far as that time is concerned. And it says, as just read out, it also comes in Kaivalya Upanishad. Atmanam, it comes in both, but Kaivalya Upanishad is much better. Atmanam araning krutva, pranavancha uttararaning, yana nirmathana bhyasa papam dhanati pandita. Exactly similar one. He says, make that Atma the upper one. Why the upper one? Because it's superior. It is superior. That is what we are going to reach. So he has made, by symbolically by putting it up, he shows that they are going to be reached. So make it the upper piece of wood. Then what will be the piece of wood down below? Instead of simple thought, we are saying, think of Atma. Instead, there is a beautiful syllable which denotes Atma. It's supposed to comprise the Atma completely. And that is O. O is a particular symbol which is extremely mystic, whose powers cannot be gauged by anybody. On this, the partial experiment was conducted by Dr. Benson, who was perhaps in Mahesh Yogi in California. So he only saw this much. He took a number of people who were beyond a certain age, beyond 50 years and 50 years life, who are all having many types of diseases, both psychosomatic, mental, physical, all types of diseases. He made them chant Om. In addition to Om, he made them expose to the sound of Om by records which are continuously playing Om, Om, Om. So they were hearing and they were supposed to chant it all through. They were doing it for a number of days. After a set, and there was another set of people who were also simply sit idle, no chanting. But they were also having equal number of diseases, almost similar diseases. Somebody was having severe eczema, somebody was having severe asthma, somebody was having TB or whatever it is like. And later on they analyzed them all medically after a certain period of exposure. Then they found to their surprise, more than about 90% of the patients, the people who chanted Om, they became, some of them were 100% cured, and the majority of them were cured between 70 to 80% within that period itself. Then she said that it is very nice. We can propagate it. We are not bothered about the spiritual and all that, but this is something which is called free life. Why not propagate? Then suddenly it came to the mind. The American people could be sometimes strange like. They will say, oh, this fellow is a fan of Indians. So he is telling his own business and all that don't do it all bunka. It's all amba. Somebody will say. So he said, why not try some other English word which is acceptable to the Americans, which will not have any smell of Indians, and which will be more acceptable to them. Then again he conducted experiments for a number of times with several batches of people. Some people he said, go on telling God, 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 and he exposed us to the sound of God. Somebody he said, go on saying Lord, Lord, Lord. Somebody he said, go on telling Jehovah, Jehovah, Jehovah. So like that he tried several words which had the significance of God. He tried, but nowhere he could succeed. Rather, the result, the success result, never exceeded 10% in any of the cases. Finally, he caught hold of one word which gave a success of 20% of the people were completely cured, like almost. And that word was one. O-N-E. One. So this is perhaps a very, very infinitesimal aspect of Om, I am telling you. Almost every Upanishad, it is very glowingly speaks of the Om. The entire Mandukya Upanishad speaks of Om. It even says, you need not even tell Om. Om consists of three parts. A-Gu-Ma. If only somebody goes on telling he says he will get some good results. It may not be spiritual life. He will get some very good results materially. You go on telling all your life or for a number of years, you get certain things. You only said everything you actually know. Normally the sannyasins, if they have to call anybody, they don't call them by name. They don't say, Mr. Johnson, come here, Mr. Robert, come here. From here they will only say, Om, 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 Om. That's all they would say. That's the way. And similarly you ask them, are you coming for breakfast? They won't say yeah. They will say oh. This is what happens. It gave a nice experience one day. There is a Swamiji who is a very good, excellent Swamiji, about whom once even our mountain was mentioned. He was by Guru Bhai. We had shared the same Guru. He came for the first time in his household, and then I told him, sir, it is very cold night, would you like to have a blanket? Somehow he didn't like to have blankets from householders because they will have the bad vibration. Yes, I agree. So he didn't accept. But I told him, sir, night you will feel it cold. No, he said, doesn't matter. Then he slept there. I didn't shut the door of my room, but I said at any time he may call. So I kept it half ajar, and in the other room he was sleeping. At night he was really feeling terribly freezing light. He came out and he was calling fairly loudly, Om, Om, Om. None of us got up. Early in the morning, just in the breakfast, he happened to mention it. Then I said, sir, it's our car. When I heard that Om, I felt it so nice, I began to meditate on it. I said, from somewhere the divine sound Om comes. And I was meditating on it. I never said that you are calling me. He said, anyway, I am happy to help you in your spiritual sadhana. It's okay. Once you are just rubbing, the rubbing process is called dhyana. That is the meditation. So the meditation is the actual rubbing, mathana. It is the actual churning. When you apply the churning process, namely the meditation, on the Atman, by the mind, one feels like upper things are good and down below, then after some time what happens? The flame comes up, shoots up. Here also the flame comes up. Udita. Udita means it just came up, it shoots up, it arises, it generates. Udita. So we call it Suryodaya, the sunrise. It suddenly comes up. Similarly, Udita means the flame shoots up. The flame is generated. What sort of a jwala? Jwala means flame. What sort of a flame? Avagati jwala. Avagati means jnana. It makes that knowledge, that awareness of the final one. Udita avagati jwala. But remember, when you have just started the meditation with the mind on the Atman, you can't get the ultimate one immediately. So the knowledge he speaks of is only that relative knowledge. It is a knowledge. It is called the Akhandakara Vritti or Atmakara Vritti. That is, in other words, a thought process. It is a vritti. It is a mental modification saying that this is the Atman, that's all. So it is again your imagination, it is not the actual. But then the imagination has become full, it doesn't imagine anything else except the Atman. So your entire body, soul, everything has become the Atman, thinking of the Atman, but you have not gone to the realization stage. You have not yet gone to the realization stage, you are on the border. But at this border stage, what happens is, this avagati jwala, the flame of this relative knowledge which has come up, the relative knowledge of this Atman, that is, this knowledge is not the ultimate knowledge which is without the medium. It goes through the medium of thought. You are only thinking of the Atman. Remember it. Now, this jnana, this thought, because we are being convinced, so you are thinking of that Atman as you have conceived. So it is that jnana, that flame, what happens? It just burns off. What is it burn off? Ajnana indhanam. The fuel, indhanam means the fuel. The fuel called ignorance is completely burnt off. There is no more ignorance. There is no more Maya. You are out of Maya. You are out of illusion. If you remember right, we have already said, when it is burnt up, it itself also disappears along with that. Just like you burn some fuel. When the flame is gone, you will find the fuel is also over. The fuel is not left. Along with the flame, the fuel has also exhausted itself. Now there is no fuel. Similarly, it has gone. That what remains is the Atma, which cannot be burned. That is the true Atman, that is yourself. When all these thoughts are gone, because you had only one thought now, you are concentrating only on one. There were no other thoughts. When that thought has completely disappeared itself, or when it has completely destroyed itself along with that ajnan, then only the Atman alone remains. Sarva ajnana indhanam dahi. The heat it will burn out. What will it burn? The fuel. What is that indhanam? What is that fuel? Sarva ajnana. All types of ignorance. There is no other type. That is the relative ignorance and that final, that Maya Shakti, that power of illusion, the grand power of illusion which has been derived from the Atman himself, that is completely gone, so the Atman alone remains. Then 43 will see tomorrow. She has given us the how we go to that nirvana of the samadhi, how it happens, how by this process the ajnana goes. So in a similar way only it goes now. The entire thing is only the end process. The actual process has already been told. So this will start. Today we are in the 43rd shloka. Arune neva bodhena urvam santamase krite tata avyaktavet atma swayameva sumahaniva. Here nothing new is being told. Whatever was being told in the previous one, it is only being repeated in different words just for our confirmation that when finally that knowledge, that ultimate knowledge, when it is time, then Atman comes out by itself. We don't do anything to acquire it. Atman is not something to be acquired. The moment the ignorance is lost, the Atman which was covered, when the covering is removed, then automatically what is inside the covering, it reveals itself. Arune neva bodhena urvam santamase krite. Urvam, earlier to the arisal of the final and ultimate knowledge, when that flame of knowledge has arisen, bodhena, by that knowledge of the Brahman which comes by itself, Atman is knowledge itself. So, even to call it as knowledge of Brahman is a misnomer. Brahman is knowledge. Brahman is that ultimate aware. But for the purpose of a common understanding, we are telling. So what happens? He is just describing it as if it is in two stages. The moment Shantamase, when the dense darkness of ignorance has been dispelled, First there was the Akhandakara Vritti, where you are continuously contemplating on the Atma. You are bombarding the ignorance with that continuous and incessant thoughts of the Brahman, and as a result, the ignorance or ajnana has been destroyed. The moment it has been destroyed, so which destroyed it? It was destroyed by that indirect knowledge of that Atma. So, Bodhena, by that indirect knowledge of that Atman, which was learned from the preceptors and from the scriptural books, before the Atma came itself, Purvam, earlier itself, Shantamase Srite. The entire darkness has been removed, has been taken away. We don't know where is it gone. It has just disappeared. When once it has disappeared, then what happens? Tataha Atma Avirbhavi. Then the Atman, which was all the time being covered by the Avarana Shakti of that Maya or that Ajnana, it is there in its pure luminosity. It is shining. The Atman is shining. Avirbhavi, it will manifest. Then the Atman manifests. When does the Atman manifest? Purvam Santamase Krite. Earlier, by that Bodhena, by that earlier knowledge, that indirect knowledge, when once the Ajnana has been destroyed, then it just comes out. An analogy he gives, a simile, to make us understand it better. How does it come out? Swayameva, by itself, you need not take it out from somewhere, watch it and keep it. The moment the darkness is dispelled, in all its purity, in all its glow, it is there visible for the aspirant to see. How? It is just like the sun comes out. Amshumaniva. Amshuman means the sun. Amshu means the kirana. Amshuman means the one who possesses the rays. So Amshuman is the name of this sun. Amshuman Eva. Just like. When does he come out? When the sun does not destroy the darkness, mind you. The darkness has already been destroyed by that pre-dawn feature. What is that pre-dawn feature? See, according to our mythology, the first comes Aruna, who is the charioteer of the sun. The sun has got a beautiful charioteer who doesn't possess two legs. Below the waist, he doesn't have anything at all. He has no thighs. The thigh is absent. So he is called Anuru. Uru means thigh. So he is called Anuru. This Anuru, in practice it became Arunu. Aruna it became. Anuru became Aruna. Some of you took some sort of a distortion of the word. That is all. So Aruna it became. And it perhaps right too in the sense, we call it Arunodaya. Early morning when it is all reddish light, so Aruna also means red. That is why we call this Arunachala, the red hill. And Aruna is also the name of your beloved Divine Mother. Arunam Karuna Tarangita Kshem Kritapasam Kucha. She is called Aruna because she is always red. In her color, Aruna Kiranajalihi Richit Asavakacha, Vidhrita Japavati Ka Pustaka Bhitihasta. About Baladevi, the Dhyana Sloka, it says, Aruna Kiranajali, she is always Aruna. And then about Devi Hassan, it is told, Japakusuma Bhasuram Japavidho Smare Dambikam. She is Japakusuma, that is reddish, reddish, reddish. So red always denotes the pre-dawn. Brahman is the full knowledge. Before the Brahman comes, the mother dispels the darkness and makes the way free so that you can see the Brahman. That is why she is Aruna. She is just like the Aruna of the sun. Before the sun rises, Aruna first comes. So when he comes with all his reddish hue, the entire darkness is already dispelled. The darkness is no longer there. Then the sun comes and he shines by himself. He illuminates himself. So, Arune Neva Bodhena, just like the awakening of the Aruna. Here the Bodhena means only the light. So, light and knowledge, we consider it as a thing. One is figurative and one is actual. So, Arune Neva Bodhena, with the light of this Aruna, who is the charioteer of the sun, Purvam, before the sun comes, Santamase Krite, all the darkness of the night, Tamas means darkness, Santamase means dense darkness. So when the dense darkness has been removed, then Tataha Amshuman Avirbhavi, then the sun rises. In the same way, Atma rises before the Atman manifesting itself, that indirect knowledge, it dispels the entire ignorance, which is the darkness. And after dispelling it, it commits harikari, or what do you call the suicide. It also goes away. Now the Atman alone remains. The Atman goes in its own glory. Now we come to the next. Atma tu satatam prapto kya prapta vadadityaya kanna che prapta vadbhati swakanta dharanam yatha. Here the disciple wants to know how long will it take, sir, to get that realization. Everybody asks this question. Well, this disciple is not an exception. See, everybody writes, sir, I will do it like that as you were telling, I will sit in pure conscience, everything I will do. How many days? 5 years? 10 years maximum? So, what to say? See, you can't count it in terms of time. It can happen any minute. It can happen at the last minute of your time. That is all. It says, Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Nainam Prapya Vinukhyati Sthitvasyam Antagalepi. It could come at the very last minute when you are struggling for a breath. The last minute, the last breath is about to go out, and you might get that Atma. All the thing goes away. At that 1 second, it is likely that your mind will be completely devoid of everything. No thoughts, no attachment, no raga dvesha. And it could reach such a state the mind is steady fixed in the Brahman. And then you might become a Jivan Mukta at the last minute. It could well happen. There is no time limit. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, how much time does it take to get this jnana? He says, as much time as it takes for you to just pick a flower on the tree. You are standing near the tree. You just want to pick a flower. How much time will it take? Not even a second? Yes, that's all. He talks of the process. The process is very quick, it could come. But what about the preparation for it? The preparation could take births in some cases, in some cases. Because we don't know how much of darkness we have inside. The great Shankaracharya who has written this Atma Bodha, he has written some beautiful slokas which are called Shivananda. That is,